Lay back, relax, enjoy it all. Saturday night, it's time to say no more. S&M with Tally and KRC. Come pleasure or pain, welcome to the stream.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to S&M. I'm Eve, Callie.
Hi!
And with us today, we have a very, very special guest. My mom. Say hi,
The
Mom.
specialist guest of all.
Let's see how everyone's chat's doing. I had chat pulled up, and now it's that's my voice. Okay. Hi, everyone. I can see chat from here. Didn't have to do a whole lot. How's it going, guys? Where is everybody? I'm not seeing anybody in chat. I see Rick, I see Yolander, and I see Assassin. Hi, guys. I don't see anybody else. It's everyone.
They're looking at this going, wait, what's going on? Wait, there's a parent here? Shit! We better behave.
The first thing out of Tally's mouth. I'm gonna say a cursing word. I better behave. Let me say some cursing words first.
That's a biological.
Rick says, hi, Eve's mom.
Hi, Rick.
Like I said, you gotta make sure that you speak up into the microphone.
Sorry,
I mean, you're fine as long as you just speak kind of loudly. But I had to put some filters on things because, as you notice, I'm not wearing my headset because I gotta have that sound coming out of the TV so that she can hear and I can hear at the same time and all that. And I'm hyperventilating because sound settings piss me off.
Breathe.
No, sound settings get under my skin. I hate sound settings. Okay, that's fine. I hate sound settings. I really do. And so I never like fiddling with them on my setups. I've always, people are like, "Oh, well, sound meter's really easy to use," and I'm like, "Yes, but
Um,
sound settings. I don't like sound settings." So it's really kind of
Okay, can I just
annoying.
let everyone know that Eve's mother is a good Christian woman, so curb the degeneracy.
Yes, please.
I know
curb
I'm
the degeneracy.
trying.
Behave
I am
yourselves.
desperately trying. We've been having a very nice conversation about her coffee addiction.
Yep. We have an adult presence as assassin. Yeah, minor echoes will be expected. I've done the best I can do to filter it, but Callie's going to bleed through a couple times because it'll come out of the TV and go directly into the mic, but I've done the best I can filter it.
Sorry.
It's not your fault, darling. I'm
It's
not
the way
familiar
it's
with
set
sound
up.
settings because I hate fooling with sound settings, so I don't have a lot of experience with it.
No, I hate fiddling with any kind of settings. I feel your pain.
I'm moderately competent with video settings, but, streamer, so I've got to get used to it. But,
Yeah.
anyway, how is everyone?
Yes, how is everyone? Without being degenerate, preferably. That we have got
You guys do know it's possible to tell us you're good and tell us how your day went. Also, look who's out and about today. I'm just pointing because it looks like
the puppy.
she's gonna hide behind my
one's-
head. Look at her.
That one is
Happy.
happy.
That's Happy. Hi, Happy. Happy. Go say hello. Come here.
She doesn't care.
I'm lazy though. Anyway.
She's just like no, just no.
Oh, I could explain to them why I have my mom. My mom's on here because
It
Reasons?
reasons. No, dude, you want me to tell them how old you
I don't care.
are? Okay. My mother just turned 60 on Monday, and I told her for her birthday we would interview her.
I know, right?
Wait,
being
this
a-
is an interview? Shit, I didn't prepare anything.
I did. In my head.
Yay!
I mean, you could always just ask her whatever comes to
Your
mind.
mother's only going to be here the once, and she's more prepared than both of us.
Uh-huh. Girl, I skipped yoga. I spent all morning working on this and cleaning my
we
house.
even
I
brought
was
lunch.
prepared. Damn it. brought me lunch.
Well, see, I know I joined to so you could mess about with the sound settings, and the first thing I did was go on a rant about the fact that in order to organize my house, I first had to trash it.
They're like, I just can't believe there's all this shit everywhere, and I'm just like, hey Tally, meet my mom. She goes, hi.
Well, that's true. That's the only way to really clean is to like dump everything out and then sort it and put it where
Yeah.
it actually belongs.
Yeah,
Yeah, Skull says, I helped, damn it. Yeah, you did help, Scully. I appreciate it.
you did help,
deal.
Skull. I hate doing it, and right now I'm only halfway through the organization, so I've still got mess there, a mess there, and a mess over there. But the floor's clear. You can actually walk through the room.
That's a plus.
Yeah, that is a plus.
Go back and
Yeah.
straight.
And while I was looking for stuff, I found honey.
Oh. Oh, you got monsters too. I got monsters.
Yeah.
I got
this
Monster
is
Energy drinks in my
honey.
fridge.
Oh, energy drink.
Hey,
I've
Decker.
had
Hi,
honey since
Kevki.
I was a baby.
Oh wait, it's not Kefki. That's it's Tucker. That's Neo. Oh, so it almost doxed him. That's Neo. Yes, youngest one.
Hi, Tucker. Oh,
What I say about personal information, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll edit it out in post.
Hi, brother.
this was a good idea to have.
Oh, don't worry about it. We're planning on doing a video with my dad, who's like 74, 75, something like that. I have to find out how old he really is. And
How old
we're
who
going to
is?
teach him internet stuff.
Thanks, Mom.
Hi.
Shady says, hi, Eve's mom. Everybody's saying hi. Hello, who's that? Yeah,
Don't
this
worry.
is my mother.
We're going to do something like this with my dad. But the difference is you've had a year to get used to calling Eve Eve. My dad still calls me by the name I know.
What are you talking about? Your real name is Talita, isn't it?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Totally.
Dad doesn't call me that though.
Dad doesn't call you that. No.
No, Dad doesn't call me that.
Rick said something. He said, "You guys see that? I see that good looks run in the family."
I'm better looking.
She's not wrong, though.
No!
She's not wrong.
No, my hair used to be this color when I was little. Seriously.
I love that
About
color.
3 or so. Yeah.
Red hair
Second
runs
one.
in my family, though. I mean, like you said, your
My
mother was
son's
redhead.
red
Then
hair.
it starts doing this.
Huh? What'd you say, Tyler?
My son's hair's that color.
Yeah, your son's hair is really. You said your mother had red hair.
Frank.
My dad's sister has like really red hair.
Yeah,
I mean, red hair runs in both sides.
like I said, my
Oh,
that
see
color
now,
was-
red hair doesn't run in my mom's side of the family,
Oh,
or
so-
my dad. Red hair just doesn't run in my family at all. The reason my son's got red hair is because it came from his father.
Hi, Becca.
Sanity also.
This is the color that runs in my family.
I can call Eve now.
well-
That is revenge. But you call me what? What are you gonna call me, Skull? My real name is Skull. Yeah, the assassin has your full title, Tally, the Princess of Mayhem. Yes, there's gonna be somewhat of an echo, Becca. I can only do so much because I usually use my headset to filter out anything. Sound's got to come out of my TV because we're both sitting here. It's only so much I can do. I fought with filters and sound suppressors and stuff for an hour.
We couldn't figure out how to work this from.
So.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Allie's
Bum. I'm sorry.
Allie's just gonna have to not shout.
I'm
You
sorry.
can ask me questions or anything if you. 60 years of experience.
What do we want to ask her, Tally?
you know what? Earlier, I've got to tell everyone. Earlier on, Mama Eve was showing us pictures of like years ago, and she lost like, how much did you say you lost in?
Oh,
Was it 5
Right.
years?
yeah, almost 200 pounds.
That's so good.
Lost a lot
And
of
you
weight.
and you work in a like a bakery or something. Like, how do you do that?
No, she cooks all that from home.
Yeah, I had a catering business and I do wedding cakes. Well, I used to do cupcakes because everything else I had got burned up. Yeah, I just do.
I like baking. It's a lot of fun. It's
Mhm.
relaxing.
I think I just made
My f-
last.
My
last week I
favorite
made-
thing to bake is low fat sugar, low fat, low sugar cookies, but they're still delicious.
recipe with
Skull
me.
says your real name is
I
Eve.
will.
Your real name, Eve. Well, you don't know my real name. She's not said my real name. She was said my brother's real name.
But
Yeah.
Mine, no, by accident. I warned her. I was like, hey, we're gonna be live on the internet. Kind of personal information you put out there, just like Facebook or whatever. You wouldn't put anything out there that anybody pick up and run away with and stuff. You need to be careful what you say. Like I said, like I
That
stressed to her 1,000 times. I'm
pesky
like,
fly is back.
I thought you killed it.
No,
they
I
have
think it's his
friends.
friend.
Yeah,
Because
they have friends.
he was
They
flying
bring
around with his
extras.
friend, and I got one of them. I squished that little shit's ass, but there's another one, and I couldn't get it.
This one's after you now. See, you killed its partner, so now you gotta like watch your back. 'Cause they'll come after you. Something like a horsefly I had. I actually named it. because
He
it
says
was,
again, thanks, Mom.
The reason for it is because it's the season for them, and my house is like right under all of these really big trees.
Check. I'm gonna need you to use logic, sweet. To check your logic and realize why I'm echoing. No, I'm not getting. I'm getting annoyed. I've said it like 3 times in the past 10 minutes.
I'm gonna give him a clue.
Yeah, there's no headset because I have my mom sitting here right next to me, so I've got the sound coming out of the TV. I've done all I can do to filter it. There's still filters on it, but it is what it is. Like I can anything I do more will like cancel out our voices. You won't be able to hear us. It won't pick up the sound. So
I can try and turn my mic down a little.
you did just get here, which is why I'm not being annoyed. Trying not to be.
Where'd he go?
I linked the show and across all the Discords, got you covered. I appreciate it, Assassin. You're just
Assassin always does that, and we love him for it.
why are you turned down?
I turned myself down so I wouldn't echo.
You can turn yourself up just a little bit.
There we go. How's that?
I could turn you down manually, but I don't want to have it to where we talk over you either. I want you to still be able to be heard.
Oh, I always talk over you. You might as well. Yeah, it's fine.
Well, at least you're aware of it.
I'm aware of it. I just can't stop it. It's like a compulsion.
Well, I've said it before. It's like when it comes to you talking over people, it's not like you mean to. Like a combination of delay because you're literally hearing your voice from across the pond. It's like Yolander says, you're loud enough to be heard across the Atlantic.
wow.
She's like, not wrong.
Can you feel the love, right?
Callie's like, well.
Hey, you know what? No, anyone who hates me, they could never upset me by saying anything to me because the people that I'm friends with say way worse.
Mm-hmm. But on that note, it's kind of my life philosophy is that the people closest to you should be hard on you. Like they should take shots at you and tease you a little bit because I know exactly. Tease like growing up as the eldest of 6 kids, you gotta grow a thick skin because grow a thick skin because your siblings are not gonna let you slide by. The world isn't gonna let you slide by. There are gonna be people out there who legitimately dislike you and will be mean to you. But if your friends are already harsh on you,
See,
and
my
giving you a little bit of
sister, she
tough love
was
and hardening you
never.
up. When
See,
they
my
when
sister, she was never mean to me in the way that like saying mean things. My sister, like when we were kids, she did karate a
Mhm.
lot longer than I did, and she actually got up to black belt. She used to beat me up.
Oh, well, there's that too.
So I sprayed her in the face with deodorant once.
But like I was
Well,
saying, if your friends are
that'll
hard on
work.
you, when actual people who dislike you come at you and say mean things, you look at them and go, "So what?" Like my best friend called me an ugly bitch yesterday. What makes you think that what you saying to me is like what?
Y-
No, I mean like Tally and I sit there and make
No,
fun of
no,
each other and
it
stuff,
is
you know.
true because like if everyone around you just coddles you and tells you how good you are, you're just gonna get a big head, and then you will think you're God's gift to the world, and no one will want to be with you. No one will want to be around you because you'll just be a narcissistic asshole.
Thank you, Assassin. He says, please note with our very special guest, there will be some echo today. Thank you so much. Letting people in
And
chat now.
yeah, the your
I hate you.
friends
Well, I love you too,
picking on
Check.
you, it keeps you grounded.
Mhm.
Yeah. Keeps you, like I said, keeps you from getting a big head. Keeps you from, when people do come at you, you know, like really trying to be hurtful and mean, they can't do anything to you because they're like, what? You know, that's weak sauce. You come up with something better. You know, your
Yeah.
opinions don't matter because the people who do matter to me in my life have said worse to me, and I know they love me and are going to look out for me and build me up when I
Also,
know I need
they
it.
know the things that you're most insecure about, so they will actually pick those things to like upset, to like pick on you for them.
Yeah, I kind of made a low blow at you earlier. Sorry for that, but
Hey,
because we were talking about my sleeping habits and how you always tell me to go to bed. And I was like, she's like, go to bed, Eve. You have to work in the morning. And I'll be like, don't be jealous, Tally.
she's not wrong though.
It was mean. It was mean. But
Hey,
You were taught
you
better.
know, I laugh at it.
you do. But you have some news, don't you, Tally?
Yes, yes. I clean hotels for a living, and I hate my life.
What do you mean you hate your life? You got a job.
I
Hey,
do have a job.
You got a job. Woo!
especially in this day and time, having a job, no matter what kind it is.
Like seriously,
good.
getting a job, like the job market could not be worse right now because
Oh,
of
man.
COVID and everything. And the fact that you got a job, right, especially since you've been out of one for such a long while, trying to get
I've only
one.
been out of work because my car broke down.
Right, your car broke down, and it's
And
like, you know,
you
getting
know
a job
what?
back when you have a car is hard.
After doing the math, I'm glad my car did break down because like the I was getting paid less than minimum wage. Like after tax, I was getting less than what I should have been getting. And like I would doing that, I was getting less than what I would have got if I was working minimum wage while paying tax.
Michael says all jobs suck. Be glad you have one. Yeah. And
Jobs
even
suck.
even Rick says that's money in your pocket. That's what I've been telling her. She's like, well, it's only like 3 days a week, and it's like minimum wage.
Part
And I'm just like,
time. It's only part time.
it's only part time, but it is something. It is getting your foot back in the door of the working
Well,
world
in saying
and
that,
getting back out there.
working part time, I can work 3 days a week and still try to find something better
Exactly.
and more permanent, like on the days when I'm not working.
Callie, look at it this way. I had not worked in 30 years. And
Yeah.
when my divorce happened, I had to go back to work. You know, and at the age I was, with no college, no particular skills or anything, they created a job for me at the church where I work at. And it was only a couple of nights a week. And now I am now the manager for the front desk. I work in our bookstore. I'm the wedding director. And right now I'm the only one that's actually working on it. So, you know, if that can happen for me, you know, this could open up a lot of doors for you.
You're kind of making me wish I'd stayed a Christian.
Well, we can have that conversation at some time if you'd like.
Like, I was a good girl when I was a teenager. I went to a Christian youth group and everything. I was a proper good girl. And then I went to college and I was like, who cares?
Assassin says, I've been to basic training on Sand Hill, Fort Benning. No one outside on the outside can insult me with any effectiveness. There you go. No, tonight, hi Reaper, but tonight we are not degenerates. We are good Christian kids. And nothing.
Today we are being good.
Being good kids
Yes.
today because we have a very special guest, my mother. So
You
play
make-
nice.
You make it sound like I used to date a guy named Spider. That's the only name I ever knew. He was a biker. Okay, this is way back.
Hello.
So,
Wait, what?
I stood in
That's
line.
gotta be an interesting story.
We stood in line to get Stones tickets, and never got them, but we had a great time.
What do you mean you never got them?
We had to wait for the box office to open back then. You couldn't go
doing
online and
something
buy
else.
tickets. You had to wait for the box office to open.
You call bullshit for what? Like behaving? No, we're behaving today because my mother is here. I'm not saying we're actually are good little kids. I'm saying we're being good today.
Hang on. You dated a guy called Spider, and that
Yeah.
was the only name you knew of it.
Mhm.
You have no idea to this day what his actual name was.
No idea.
Was Eve's dad a biker named Spider? No.
No, unfortunately. Yeah. It'd been a lot.
So, so Mustafa's sitting here calling you Mama Eve, and that's very disconcerting because everyone calls me Mama Eve. So,
I don't. So
you
I
don't call
call
her.
her Mama Eve.
We're not going into that. I was going to say something. We're not going to go in there.
Well, one of your sisters calls me Mom.
I was just going to call you Mama Chaos, but
Okay. Chaos is the dog's name. Remember, we named the dog. I'm in trouble now.
Call me Indiana Jones.
No, I'm just gonna call her Mama Eve.
Yolanda says Yolanda says I'm
Apparently
referring
you
to.
had a very interesting life.
But you have no
Very
idea.
interesting.
I have not always been the middle-aged mother of six that
Yolanda says I'm referring to her as the origin of chaos. Well, that's what I named today's stream is where we come from.
I have a title.
This is where I come from.
At least,
Y'all want to know where Eve comes from? This
at least
is
the
it.
best part.
Y'all will probably never see the other half of where I come from because
You don't want to.
I'm gonna say this as politely as I can. Fuck him. So I knew I was gonna get caught for it, but he deserves it.
Wait, the jail time?
Did I say?
Did
He's
you
not.
say
He's not
jail?
worth the jail time to get rid of.
I have ridden in the back of a squad car. I've never been in. But I told an interviewer one time, they had me fill out the job application. It said, have you ever been convicted of a felony? And I said, well, to be convicted means you have to be caught, right? And he said, well, I would think so. I said, then no, I've never been convicted of a felony. I didn't get the job, but needless to say, I didn't want the job. Well, I mean, it's true. You think about it. You can't be convicted if they don't catch you, right?
That sounds like something I'd say.
I told you guys would get along.
Well, I've never been convicted of one.
Yeah, well, see, that's
I'm
what
sure that job interviewer did not think you were very.
I didn't want the job anyways.
So what you're saying is that should have been my response when I applied at FedEx. So.
Probably.
Because dad insisted I had to have a job, and then he made you drop me off there and was like, "You're gonna work here." And that's not really doxing myself because I'll be honest with you, 90% of Memphis has worked at FedEx at some point, so in some capacity. I did about the world in general. I learned I hated that job. I learned what I like in a job, though. I learned what I wanted to do. I learned a lot about interacting with people because I hadn't had a whole lot of socialization. I was not to point.
Hang on,
but
you've
it's just-
got you've got 5 siblings and you've never interact like. How are you that socially inept?
And we
after
hung out with people with
having
other
5
kids, too.
siblings?
Because it was self-contained. My
Aw.
my socialization as a child consisted pretty much of church on Sunday. Oh, and Wednesday night. But that's
And then the people that
My-
homeschool.
my
I'm
social.
pretty
no,
sure we've spoken about the pros and cons of homeschool versus
Hi, Richa.
public school versus private school and all that sort of thing before.
Youngest child approves of Origin of Chaos for. We named the dog Indiana. Yep. Oh, what?
No, didn't.
No, thing that popped up on the screen. I thought it was you, but I was like, no, you didn't hit
You
any
didn't
buttons.
name the dog.
Oh yeah, you can show the picture.
Okay.
Rick says, "I love you, mommy."
Such a cute puppy.
It's nice.
Reaper says, Eve's mom is nicer than my mother when I cuss. Mine hits me with a cast iron cane.
Well,
Dadgum.
I do have a sword. Should have brought.
She should have brought that. Showing off her sword cane that she's so proud of.
Got me in
Why?
trouble. I mean,
That sounds awesome.
it's actually a real sword, which almost got me sent
See,
home. to you.
I kind of want one, but in the UK, you can't carry a knife that's bigger than 3 inches. He's so cute.
The other kids will tell you that's my favorite child.
Yep. That's chaos. Get that little blue eye. I want to talk about toys. Kind of straps onto my arm right.
See,
I know it's not practical before you give me crap about it, Reaper. That's not practical because of reason.
Well,
Great color,
see,
these reasons.
It's not. He'll
Like-
go into the logistics of actually fighting with such a weapon and tell me how impractical it is. So will Assassin.
who,
and
who
and other
cares?
people who are
It
more
looks
weapons
cool.
experts. It looks cool.
cares?
That's the
It
entire
looks
point.
cool.
Eva's blood rain.
Yeah.
Hikaru.
See,
Hi,
here,
me.
here in the UK, you're not allowed to carry a bladed weapon that's longer than 3 inches long because if it's 3 inches or less, well, less than 3 inches long, a knife isn't classified as a knife. It's classified as a utility tool. Whereas longer than 3 inches, they class it as a dangerous weapon. However, a lot of police officers don't actually realize that. So if they catch you with something like that, you're getting shit.
Hikaru said Eve is blood rain confirmed. All I gotta say.
Oh, that's
It's smaller than I expected it to be. I'm gonna be honest, but I think
It's
it'll go great because I
pretty.
put it on that. You seen that harness I have, right, Tally?
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
black straps. It's supposed to spit. I'm gonna pin it right there in the middle, and it'll be
Yeah.
right where the pendant would be for her dress. And I got the dress, and then I'll put my fangs in. I've got a wig. The only thing I need is the
Don't you need to
Yeah,
style the
the-
wig?
yeah. I think I got to style the wig a little bit, but I don't think there's much to it.
You get in that case, you're gonna need one of those polystyrene heads.
Have one.
Oh, okay.
Honey, I'm a cosplayer.
my mom.
Haven't had much call or
I've got-
opportunity to cosplay
I've
lately
got
because
one.
of COVID. But Blood Rain cosplay was supposed to have happened back in March. Never did. Because con I was going to got canceled because the world quickly went to right before.
Here is my cosplay. Well, half of it's cosplay.
Half of
The,
it is
the other
cosplay.
the other half is just because it's pretty. God damn it!
I will not chastise. Yelena says that's not practical. That's in Blood Rain. Yep.
It's not supposed to be practical.
The turtle
it-
overlords tell me they are very pleased with your path of redemption. I don't even want to know.
What?
He was talking to memes, and I don't know what. Hi, by the way, meme. I don't know. It must be. Look, I
Is
can't
that
keep
a
up with the
ninja-
jokes
is
and
that-
memes.
Is that a Ninja Turtles meme or something?
No.
I love
Daily
Ninja
thing.
Turtles.
I like the old Ninja.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell. Turtle
Turtle
power.
Who's your favorite on the
How did
You wanna
you
be like,
know?
oh, I'm saying Raph is
Raphael?
mine. Raph is my favorite.
Oh, oh, I thought you were like
Is he your
speaking
favorite
for me.
too?
Remember the one where Crane and the who are the two guys, the soldier guys, and he says, "Lord Crane, what did they do to your body? Banished me, blood ball," and his head's inside of them. I love those cartoons,
It was so great.
and we've got the whole.
You had to speak up.
Oh, we got like Recess. I love cartoons. Most people will tell you I'm probably the
Recess is
most
awesome.
G-rated
I used
person
to
you know.
love Recess.
That's
I
one
love
of my
Still awesome.
favorite. Yeah, I love Recess, Fillmore. No, it killed me when they took off Saturday morning cartoons. That was like our favorite thing. We would all sit there with they'd have their cereal and have coffee, and we'd sit there and watch cartoons all Saturday morning. We loved it.
See, now we didn't have Saturday morning cartoons when I was a kid. But no, but the reason we didn't have Saturday morning cartoons is because we had satellite TV.
Oh, okay.
And we were like the first person. We were like the first group of kids in my entire school to get satellite TV. Because back then, if you had satellite TV, it meant you were rich. And like my dad's company was doing very well, so we had satellite TV. So we didn't have Saturday morning cartoons because we had 24/7 cartoons pretty much. It was
Hi, Travis.
great.
Rick says Michelangelo's my fave. Yolander says Donatello because purple.
Donatello.
Now I will say Michelangelo is probably my second favorite because he was still always having fun. One
Master.
Master Splinter. Master Splinter.
The Master Splinter is awesome.
He says hi, Eve's mom. Hugs. She is
And
adorable.
you know what? I
Her
don't
voice
care
is
what
so squeaky.
anyone says. Master Splinter was their father because although they weren't actually related, he adopted them. He raised them. I don't care what anyone says. He is their father. It takes more than biology to be a father.
Amen. I think I sent you the stream we had Kefki on because it was so sweet and cute.
Yeah.
I can find out real quick.
It might have been the one that Kara was on because Kara's one of those people is like, no matter what, you just cannot be a degenerate when she's around. She's just so sweet.
Oh no, I
and
sent you our
innocent.
4th episode, Dirty Little Secrets.
Like that, I have tried to be a degenerate when Kara's around, and I just can't do it.
Who? Oh, Kara?
Kara.
Yeah.
Kara.
We should have her on because it will be the most sweet and innocent stream ever.
I just can't be. You know what? I have tried to be a degenerate when she's around, and I just can't do it.
Kara is legitimately the purest soul on the face of this planet Earth. Like, there is not a bad or evil bone in that body.
Oh, in saying that, if you piss her off, she is savage.
Yeah. Oh, she's laid into somebody before. Like, there was that time on Minions of the Zoo where Gutenberg, and for those of you who know Gutenberg,
I
he
have
can
no idea
be,
who Gutenberg is.
you don't have any idea, but he used to be real popular. He was the guy that everybody wanted to have on their show. He was loud and boisterous, and he was fun and goofy. Well, he started drinking a lot, and when he started drinking a lot, his filter kind of goes away, and not in a good way. Like, he starts saying stuff that he probably shouldn't say that hurt people's feelings.
That filter, that's the thing between your brain and your mouth that stops you saying things that you really shouldn't say, right?
There's a difference between...
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
There's a difference between the lack of filter you have and the lack of filter that Goot has when he drinks.
Like my mom used to say, just because it pops into your head doesn't mean it should pop out of your mouth.
Exactly.
I didn't learn that really until, like, that's where I learned this from, because my mom was always smacking me.
That thing that stops you from saying things when you think them, yeah, I don't have one of those.
Yeah, well, his thing is that he thinks the wrong things when he drinks. Because he said something to Kara. and really upset her. Hera, if you can imagine, I'm going to curse here and quote her. Hera turned on her camera, held up her middle finger at Gutenberg, said, "Fuck you, Goot," and left the stream. And everybody and their mother went, "Whoa. You made Kara so mad she cursed." Kara doesn't curse, like, ever. Doesn't
No,
even
she
say
doesn't.
damn.
Like, if you can imagine, like, visually imagine what the soul of a puppy rolling in a field of daisies is.
It's accurate, though.
That is Kara's soul.
She's the sweetest thing, but she I just yeah, Kefki says, haha, Kara got good. Yeah. She did, and I'm just like, Mama's offended by this statement, Eve. What is she offended? I don't know, I didn't do it. Yeah, I like I said, that day, Goot was like, uh-oh, I messed up, didn't I? And it's like, yeah, you messed up, you took it too far.
I have to know what he said to make
I don't even
Kara
remember. It's on one of the Minion streams, but I'll be honest with you, we just hit our 1,000 episode mark. I didn't realize it's been around that long. Like, Minions is over, just hit our 3-year anniversary, and then a week before that, we hit our 1,000th episode. And
That's
to realize that
amazing.
my first episode was like episode 43, and how long I've been with Minions. I haven't been on every single one, obviously. How many I have been on.
I
how
think
many
I've
posted.
been on like 6 or 7.
We should have you on more. I should be on more. I love the Minions. They're great people.
They are good peoples.
I have made some of the best friends and gotten so much love from them. They're just amazing people. They're such a weird, diverse group of people as well. Like, they're from all walks of life, have all these different interests. I think we all came together like around Ranting Monkey. And it was more of like an anti-SJW type of thing first, anti-social justice work. For my mom's benefit, I didn't know what
I
SJW
do
is.
so think.
Oh, I've ranted enough. It started as like
So
an
did your sister.
anti-SJW type of group. And then it kind of, things mellowed out, kind of settled down, and we stopped being ranty and angry to start talking about things that we love and things that we have in common, and really
But
bringing
in
this
saying
really
that,
eclectic group of people together. Great.
in
And
saying
now the
that,
Minions
the
is like
whole
30 something people.
anti-SJW thing, it is starting to die down because people are sick of like just hearing everyone rant.
See, that's the thing. Is
Now,
there was a point when
making fun of them is
you
still
know Irate Alex.
yeah.
He said the same thing about a year or two ago, and said he was getting out of the anti-SJW video making game, and that kind of thing was going away. That when Trump won, things were going to mellow out,
and they've just progressively got more crazy, and now it's a whole vote
and
for
even he has had
Democrats
to
destroy
backtrack.
America. Otherwise, we will destroy America.
Yep, that's pretty accurate. So
you can't even disagree with me.
that's the thing, is that it's still progressively gotten worse. Like I think people are kind of waking up to the crazy a little more, but that doesn't mean that there's not still room for these conversations. It doesn't mean there's not still room for the rants, because people still love those kind of videos. They love the kind of videos where you get on there and have a very one-sided, very ranty type of thing. Conservative personalities getting on there. Why do you think people like Ben Shapiro and what's his name?
Owens,
Glenn Beck and all them stuff have like, not Glenn Beck.
Tucker Carlson. You
Tucker
gotta
Carlson
love Tucker Carlson.
have such a huge following because they're very conservative ranters, stuff
Glenn
like
Beck
that.
is- I don't
Yeah,
listen to him,
Glenn
but
Beck, yeah.
that's who-
Because he's with Blaze, right?
Yeah, Glenn Beck is with the Blaze.
But those kind of people, and then on the other side, you have, very progressive voices over there on that side, very leftist type of people who also get lots of attention, and people still want to see that for some reason.
I did
Um,
actually see that it was on Twitter earlier today that apparently during Shark Week, Discovery had Snoop Dogg on as a commentator, and
Hey,
he
Slipknot.
referred to black conservatives as the Coon Bunch.
Snoop Dogg?
And if Snoop Dogg did,
He
He's
did
sick.
not.
He's an
he
idiot.
did, he did.
I guess he can get away with that, but oh my goodness.
Now,
Um,
now if that's not racist, I don't know what is.
Well, so now, okay, the deal with that is that if a black person says that about other black people, it's not considered racist. Because the little town that I live in, I go down to the little local market one day, and there was this. Am I allowed to?
oh, hang
Okay.
on. Got a donation.
Travis Gardner donated $5. I thought I was left until I went on Twitter.
Thank you, Travis. Yeah, I thought I was left until I went on Twitter. Yeah, that's the thing is that the left, people who thought they were liberal, were like they were pretty liberal and pretty left, are now been pushed towards the middle because the leftists went off the screen over here. They
Well,
went
see,
so far
I
left.
did
It's
I
crazy.
did a political compass test like a few years ago, like let's say about 5 years ago, and I was a I was a central libertarian. I was right on that line on the bottom half. And then I did like I spent a little bit of time on the internet, and now I'm a right-leaning libertarian.
I'm dead center pretty much. My left between my left and right scale, I've come out pretty much right in the line in the middle.
Those are the different Italian cook.
But every time it seems like every time I take it, my line, my dot moves further and further down towards the libertarian side of just like leave me the fuck alone. Sorry, but the
Well,
idea of just like I don't want to be
used to
told what to
be-
do when it comes to my life.
Like
My life.
if this is the center, I used to be here. If this is the y-axis and then this is the x-axis, I used to be here. And now I'm like here.
Yeah, move further right. Yeah, and that's fine. Though I don't care what left or right.
I am
Usually-
right in the middle of that bottom right square.
To me, the important part of the axis is the authoritarian libertarian side of things. Because if you're on the authoritarian
agree.
side, that means you want to tell me what to do and with my life and stuff, and I don't go for that.
See, my
And-
whole thing is you can do what you want, but keep it away from me.
Right. And that's my thing, is that you can do it as long as you're not hurting someone else or doing something to them that they don't consent to. And as long as whatever it is that as long as you're not hurting the public at large or hurting someone.
Your
other
right
individual.
ends where my nose begins.
Right. Exactly.
Like you can stand in the middle of a room and swing your arms around, but as soon as you hit someone in the face, you've got an issue.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. And that's one of those things of as long as people respect each other's right to live their lives the way they want to, as long as they're not hurting anyone else. It's like, the whole thing about people being gay. You may have a problem with it, but as long as they're not hurting anyone, I feel like they should have the right to go over there
Hey,
and be gay.
what two or more consenting adults do with each other? It's none of my business.
Right.
Now the important words there are consenting adults.
Hmm?
Oh,
I feel like you wanted to say
like,
you were gonna say something, or you were in the middle of saying something earlier.
No.
We got the donation. I'm sorry.
go for it. Like we need to hear from Mama Eve.
Well, you were talking about Snoop Dogg saying what he did about a group of black people. Like I said, the little local market out where I live at, I was there one day, and I knew these three young ladies that were in line, and they were talking about a friend of theirs, and they said, and I don't want to offend anybody, but she said something about, she said that she's
Oh,
just
you
a
won't
nappy.
offend anyone here.
She said, well, she's just, and I said, okay. I said, and these were three black women now, okay? They were three black ladies. And they were talking about, a friend of theirs. And so I told her, I said, excuse me. I said, I have just got to ask you this. I said, why is it you can say that and it's not wrong, but if I said it, I'm racist? She says, because we do it in love. And I'm like, it doesn't sound like you love or even like this person. She's like, yes, my cousin.
Bye,
And
channel.
I'm like, oh, was I not?
Really not supposed to say the N
Oh,
word.
I'm sorry.
But that's
I'm
okay.
so sorry. But
The minions has not gotten yeeted yet.
okay, I
So,
do apologize. Like I said,
it's okay.
I don't
In
use
say-
that
in
word
saying
myself
that,
personally.
In saying that, we might get away with it because you were quoting.
Yeah, but she said that because it's okay for them to use it, but it's not okay for a white person or anybody else to use it about someone of color. And I said,
Well, I don't understand.
and I said,
about
you
that.
want to know
It's
why
that
we're all
word.
so confused? Because this confuses
Oh, gosh.
everybody.
Well, I don't
Jolondar
understand about
donated
that.
Hang on,
$20. I am so offended, Miss Origin of Chaos, lol.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Jolander is very offended. He said, I'm so offended, Miss Origin of Chaos, lol. Thank you for
He's
the donation,
joking.
Jolander.
He's
I'm so sorry.
joking.
I don't use that word, and I think it's a very reprehensible way to describe another human being. You know,
Well, see, I don't understand why it's such a reprehensible word because that word derived from the Spanish word negro, which is actually the Spanish word
yeah,
for black.
Yeah.
You, oh my goodness, you stinky. And she needs a fur
I
trim.
can see that she needs a bath from here.
I
Her
need a
fur's
bath.
all matted together.
Poor baby.
No.
Grandmama.
Yeah,
she
I
won't
don't have a
stay.
puppy. I just
They don't
have
like it
pets.
in my house unless
Fur brush, but she's got. She gets matted so easily. Like I could have brushed her 2 days ago. I really did brush her. Already got mats in her fur.
need
Again.
to.
She really needs to be trimmed.
Kelly, I need to send you a picture of what my room looks like because since it's now just my room, I have Eeyore, I've got Snoopy, Charlie Brown. I mean, I've got stuffed animals, and
Words.
it looks like a 12-year-old's room.
Mitch says words only have the power that. Agreed. But
Yeah.
YouTube will not agree if they hear that word.
I
then
am so sorry. I did
it's
not mean to
okay.
say that. I
It's
mean,
Oh,
like I
okay.
said,
it's okay. We are not big enough for YouTube to care.
well, like I said, and that's what I was saying.
Say
with this.
that, and you remember having Sanguine on. Remember when we tried to have Sanguine on?
I do. The reason why.
Oh, we were talking about
We got 5 minutes into a stream, and our stream got shut down. And we're like, what the heck's what's going on?
twice.
And so we're like, we restarted. And it's like, I have no idea what happened. Maybe they, a bot caught the thing. So we started again 5 minutes into that one. We got shut down. I honestly think someone was
We were
flagging us
talking
manually.
about Gaelics, which
But
is
that was
like it's a
we were
cult,
talking about
like
his screen name is Sanguine Magavan, and we were talking about the origin of the language and the Gaelic stuff like that. And him and Tally were going back and forth because they're both fairly well versed in that, and that's all they were talking about. There was no cursing, there was no controversial subject matter, there was nothing that could have gotten us in trouble. And I think someone manually flagged us for that, and it was so crazy.
See, now, the thing I find funny about that is
Hi,
I'm
Sam. Bye,
actually
Sam.
Gaelic. Genetically, I am a minority, but I'm the wrong kind of minority in the UK.
I did not see you in chat.
I do apologize to anybody. I was repeating what somebody else had said. I do. I think it is a very. I don't think you should use terms to describe people. They're people. You should say, it's a person. It's another human. I don't like labels on people.
Is Mustafa in the chat? Let's see how he feels about it. Let's see how
Which one?
Mustafa or your boy Pat. I don't think your boy Pat's watching at the moment, but let's see how one of them feel about it.
Which word? Word she said?
The one that yeah.
I have multiple N-word passes, but I don't use them on YouTube because YouTube does not recognize legitimacy of the N-word pass. So
oh my god.
I'm surprised none of Shamika's family get an N-word pass.
Do you want to know? Poland got the ultimate N-word pass. The first president of Haiti said Poland is the white N-word of Europe. That's just like the ultimate N-word pass.
Can we change the subject, please?
Yeah, let's move on.
Oh my god. Shady says, Mama Eve, I doubt you could defend anyone here. I doubt anyone I doubt you offend anyone here. It's really, what are you saying, Shady? Word goodly. I doubt you should offend anyone here. I mean, truly offend. Sam says it's an honorary black man. I say it's okay.
Thank you.
Damn it, Sam. That's who did our intro. Sam.
Oh, okay.
He did our intro for us. He has the voice of an angel. He likes to think he's an angel. He's a little more of a fallen angel, but
Aren't we all?
Well, he was actually named after the fallen angel that was nicknamed the accursed, the seducer, and I can't remember what the third one was. Sam, you're gonna have to remind me.
Hypodemon. Aw. And now for something completely different. Yeah. I will give you ladies the Irish M-word pass. Well, see, that's the thing is I'm Irish descent, so not
That's
directly
why
Irish,
she's
but
got
like
red
you.
hair.
We're pretty much just like Heinz. There's on my mom's side, you have Seminole Indian.
Yeah.
Okay, not Native American.
Honestly, at this point, if we're gonna take
I'm
it down,
like-
we already would
I'm
have.
really-
In saying that,
I'm really
on
too
one of the
old to be-
streams,
to
we
be-
were talking about Indians, and I had to ask, wait, do you when you say Indians, do you mean the dot Indians or do you mean the native Indians?
Yeah, that's yeah.
I mean, the dot Indian. Allie.
You were talking about our last name earlier. Oh, I can't.
Don't say our last name.
Mm.
Please.
Remind me to tell you something funny.
Okay.
later.
That's fine.
That the UPS driver called.
I just know.
From Jamaica.
Demon be gone. See, Mama Eve gets it. Yes, she does. Anyway, Samael out. Sweet dreams, sweetie. Rest well.
Bye, Sam. I've got a funny
Hi, Snow.
story from my 18th birthday.
Yeah, she got
My mum, my auntie, me,
Sorry about it.
and like 7 other women. It was a group of us. We went to Bristol for my 18th birthday, and it was a lot of fun. And we were walking between clubs, and this was back when my mum was fun.
not fun
So we
anymore.
were walking between clubs, and a car stopped next to us, and the guy said, wind down his window and said, I need a lorry or a trailer. And my mum said, I'm sorry, can you say that in English? She poked her head in the window, and it's this big black man. And she went running up the window like, oh no! No, it was my sister-in-law that went running up, like hiding behind us, running up the street, because she said that to this guy that was, he was from the Caribbean, very black man. She said, I'm sorry, can you say that in English? He
Dear.
saw her face, saw her run off, and he was laughing at her. And then he clarified and he said, I need a lorry or a trailer. And it was like, wait, what? Why? It was like, you could use a lot of lovely girls.
Ah.
I actually need to look around here because somewhere I have a t-shirt that's got a big sparkly 18 on it. It's bright pink, and this was back when I was going through my goth stage, and I hated the fact that I had to wear this bright pink t-shirt with sparkly 18 on it. But I've actually got Lorry load of lovely girls written on it.
Okay, there's several things said in chat that I wanted to respond to. John Poor says, who's that? This is my mother.
I'm just somebody they pick up off the street.
Yeah, it's totally not actually my mother.
I just knocked on the door and they said, hey.
Hi, Happy Dude. And hello, John. Check says their last name is Eve, first name is Chaos.
No, that's the. No, not right.
No, you're fine. This is the lightest teasing I've had by anybody who's
This
been a
is
guest on the
why
show.
no one could ever say anything to upset her, because no one takes the piss out of you more than the people that love you the most.
Oh, well, there.
They're arguing over whether my last name or my first name is Chaos. How long are y'all going to stream? About another half hour. Your youngest says mom's gonna get us doxxed. It's fine. You can tell him. Microphone's right there.
Oh yeah. Hey, you're gonna walk to work in the morning.
Oof. Mitch is saying Samael also means venom of God, which is actually what
That's what was making me think something funny.
I was
Yeah,
trying to
that's
say
what I was
hello,
saying.
Snow, but so many people talking at once. Snow said, Ermagerd, it's Mama Eve. Thank you for bringing this lovely lady to us. Hikaru had said, wow, Eve's face is redder than when we all say something to make her blush. I mean, okay.
It's not.
Y'all are not wearing black. Who's wearing, like, what? Goth stage? Hold on, I'm lost.
This is in
I-
verse. In
Like when I was 18, I had to wear that bright pink t-shirt for my 18th birthday. And a tutu. I had to wear that bright pink t-shirt and a bright pink freaking
we want to
tutu.
see a picture.
We did vampires already. We were saving witches for October's.
Yay. Cause Halloween, I've got my green screen ready.
So now we can
Oh,
now we can talk.
I need like when it comes to Halloween, we might need to use Streamlabs because the green screen and I need to have like a cemetery behind me.
You just go to like a. You like to like a
Where is
real.
where is my closest cemetery? Oh, I know where it is. It's at the church. The
There you
church
go.
that you can hear from my house when the bell rings.
Oh, we have one of those too. I mean, it's not like real bells; it's a recording thing. But they.
Oh no, we have
Yeah.
real bells.
Oh,
That
would-
church has been there since like the Middle Ages. It's a
I would
really
love
old
that.
church.
I would love to have real church.
This village has been here for like centuries. Like I live near a castle that's
Found some time.
over 2,000 years old.
They found some time to go leave a present in that dining room. Why don't leave them out? Peppy says gives hugs to Mother Chaos. It's so nice to meet you. You have such a wonderful daughter. I love her to death. Eve is amazing. Evie is amazing, and you have done an amazing job.
Yeah,
Good to hear that.
that's so sweet.
Usually, people come and tell me what my.
Aw, such a wholesome stream.
Y'all enders checking out my butt. Stop. My mother's here. Stop it.
Oh my god. Check Your
Every-
Logic just said something that's gonna make me like Halloween is on a Saturday this year.
Oh, and it's going to be a full moon. That happens very rarely, but it's the year
Do
2020.
you mean we get to stream on Halloween?
Yeah.
Hallie!
We get to stream on Halloween!
And it's a full. Yeah, it hardly ever happens on Halloween. It's a full moon. I said, but you know, it's 2020.
The world is going to end on Halloween this year. The way 2020 has gone, the world is going to end.
There's
The
gonna be-
werewolves
it's
will
not.
will attack.
It's going to end with a
Halloween
zombie
is the
apocalypse.
best
I'm
day of
pretty
the
sure
year.
COVID
I
is
don't
just
care
gonna-
what anyone says. Closely followed by Christmas.
Yes. Hi, Geodes. Yes, it's Mama Eve. We're just gonna call her Mama Eve. You're just gonna give her my title. It's fine. Travis says
When
every
have I
time I
ever
watch, y'all
called
are
you
wearing
Mama
black. Well, I mean, you need to tune
I
in more
am wearing
often.
black.
You just need to tune in more often because I
black in
frequently
my
don't
shirt.
wear black. I have a lot of
Black in
black.
my
I
shirt.
don't always wear black.
It's black in my shirt.
Yeah. I wear a lot of
Almost
black.
did my
This is my because it's pretty rack. Look at all that black.
It's like with my daughter that just got married. Somebody asked me, I said, "What's her favorite colors?" I said, "Oh, that's easy: black, brown, taupe, gray. No color at all. That's pretty much her favorite colors."
The youngest one, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My
The other
favorite
redhead.
color is very, very dark red.
If
Like-
you,
like-
Black, red.
Like I don't know if you can see, but on that there, this thing at the front, you can see the red with the black. That kind of red. Red that is so dark, it's almost indistinguishable from black.
yeah, I was gonna say, incidentally, I am only redheads, 6 of it.
I am one of 3 blondes.
Really?
Yeah.
The only blonde is sitting very quiet.
Well,
His hair was.
But- well, blonde runs in the family. Like my grandmother was blonde, my mother's blonde, but now she's
Halloween.
grey.
I'm sorry.
My great grandmother was blonde. Everyone
You could
was
say
blonde.
the number. Which number on it?
What, the 3 blondes?
No,
it's me,
her trying to say my other brother's name. That's 2
Okay.
now. Little
I
youngest.
don't think I said it. Pretty much.
My favorite color is red. My truck is. Talking about colors. I'm prepared for the zombie apocalypse. Can we get on with it already?
See,
I've
I'm
already shown
telling
what
you,
I've got
that is
prepared.
what's going to happen. COVID is just going to like turn everybody into. I mean, it's just a natural progression.
I would tell
You
you.
said hi, Mommy.
I see now. I would make a COVID joke, but 99.966% of people won't get it.
You're not going to have a no, Kefka. We gotta have a party. We're gonna have a Halloween party, and even if me and Tally have to come get you ourselves, we're gonna have a party. We need to have Kefki back
Yes!
on
I
sometime
still
in
have all- I
October.
still have.
Can we have Kefki on Halloween, because
Probably
she
have
loves
Kefki on.
Halloween as much as we do.
Kind of a she's got Miss Kefki loves her horror stuff, and she has like a Jason mask that she wore when we streamed. Because that's when we did the masquerade, right? So I had the mask sitting up here that I borrowed from you.
I have another.
I've got my 2 masks up here.
I got another.
I was actually
This
gonna
one's the
put
red
that
one
back
because
this
it's the
month.
one I
Yeah.
can reach.
Really pretty. But
Isn't it?
Keffi's like,
I've got a
okay, I'll
black
get a
one
mask
that's-
too.
I've got a
And
black
went and got,
one
like, a
that's the
Jason
same, but
mask.
I've got a black one that's the same,
I
but
see.
instead of black, it's got a red glitter, and then the actual mask is black. It's
For you.
So,
Most,
so I'm just
like
gonna
the
point
gold and stuff.
this line of logic here that check your logic put in chat. He said the world will end December 21st, which is 121 days. Christmas is 125 days from now. So it's like, okay, the world's gonna end, but we're still looking on Christmas.
I posted every day on my. How many days it is to.
Find me. It's even shorter time to Halloween. I have a costume.
You know what's really
haven't
getting me
started.
about Christmas is that normally at this point, I've got all of my Christmas shopping done. It's wrapped and it's put. I've sorted through it because my son's birthday is like the 25th of January. So by this point, I've got all of the Christmas shopping done, and I've got his birthday presents, and I buy them all at the same time, and I just sort through the pile. It's right, birthday, Christmas, and I've got them both wrapped and put away, ready for those 2 occasions. By the summer, I haven't even started.
So you're starting your new
No.
job, so you can shop after you get off work.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Hang on, Mom. Hey, Callie. Thing. Reach across the pond.
We're like 12.
We are.
W-
Fine.
So-
We do it every
mentally
stream.
we
We have to do it
are- mentally
every.
we are
You
12.
will be fine.
We have to do it every stream. You're head
We
patting me to shame me and make me feel childish,
Yeah.
but it's not working. I
I'm
already
pretty-
feel childish.
I'm pretty sure it was
So-
that drop on you.
Just stop by to say hello, show love, keep up the lovely work. Thank you, Dan. I know I have my Christmas shopping done. I'd have my Christmas shopping done by now too if it wasn't for COVID. Yeah, it's kind of messed up everybody's plans.
Now, see, normally I
would
start in
stop.
January, and people go to me, is it not too early to start? It's like, no. By March, it's all wrapped, put away, ready. I haven't even started.
So I've got one that has a birthday the day after Christmas, which makes
Rick says my birthday is exactly 2 months from today. Sweet. Remind me when your birthday is. I keep up. One of our most loyal viewers. You come to all my live streams, our S&M live streams. You're always here. Yes.
Yes, and
I'm
we
putting
love
it
you
on my phone.
for it.
Yes, thank you so much. Um, Yolander wants to know what's your favorite ice cream.
I'm lactose.
Got to speak up.
I'm lactose
Oh,
intolerant, so I can't eat ice cream.
If
But I
you
do,
don't,
I do like,
hang
I
on,
do like pie though.
there is actually a kind of ice cream that you can eat, and I actually found it out because my sister's a vegan. It's vegan ice cream. It's made from rolled oats, and it's pretty good. See, before she was a vegan, she wouldn't eat ice cream, and we thought it was because she just didn't like ice cream. No, it just turns out it's because she doesn't like the taste of milk. She never has.
Oh,
She's
the
just
thing is,
hated the taste of milk
I
since she
like
was
the
a
taste
kid.
of milk. It doesn't like. I used to when I was in school. If I didn't study for a test, I'd go to the cafeteria, get a little carton of milk, drink it, and go throw it up on the principal's desk, and they'd send me home. It took a few times, and they caught on to it, and yeah. So they had a picture of me up by the thing in the cafeteria. Do not sell, with like a
Do
red,
not sell Mama Eve.
yeah, with a red circle, with a line through it. It says no milk on it.
So they have a sign up with your name on it. I love it. You
Yeah,
never told me that
Pastor
story.
Jim, they did the same thing there at the church when the first time I ever made coffee for them. I didn't understand their coffee maker, and it turned out really bad. And so they put a thing up there and said with my name and
You should tell the story about the brownie.
Were they special
oh no, that
brownies?
was fudge.
Oh, sorry, it
Yeah,
was
it's fudge.
fudge. My bad. It was fudge. not
So
brownies.
when I was in 10th grade, my homeroom was in the home ec room, even though I didn't take home ec. That you had different homerooms and stuff. And so I really liked the home ec teacher. She was really nice, super sweet. And the coach of our school's football team was a real jackass. I mean, just jerk. And they were all like the super jocks and everything. And so they would come in there into the home ec room after practice and just totally trash the room. They would, go get in the fridge, eat anything that the girls had made and stuff during the day and all, and just leave it in a horrible mess. Like you were talking about your kitchen earlier. Kind of, it was just awful. And so I
My
came in one day.
housemate left my kitchen in a state, and I hate him for it. And I was kind of hoping he was going to be home like a few hours ago, so I could kick off about it.
He's probably scared to come back. But so we
I
came in
wouldn't be
one day.
surprised if he was. I have a big knife.
Oh my gosh, she's just got it sitting. So they had some kind of people coming from the school board for a special luncheon at the school, and the home ec department had made souffles. If you know anything about a souffle, if you mess with them, they cave and stuff. Now, so they had the souffle, they had everything ready for the luncheon for the next day, and apparently the football team had come in and totally got into everything and ruined it. The home ec teacher, they were all in tears. And so I didn't really like the football team. I was not a huge fan of the jocks and stuff and how jerky they were and stuff. So I don't even know if they even make this anymore. They used to make a thing called chocolate X-Lax, and it's
Oh,
what I'm looking
chocolate
for.
laxatives.
Yeah, it was chocolate laxative. So I bought about maybe 20 packs of that, and I made fudge and left it in the home ec kitchen. And the only thing that saved me from being expelled was that the coach ended up in the ER too, because he swore he didn't know anything about what the guys were doing. But because him and half the football team ended up in the emergency room after eating all the fudge, my mom only had to pay the co-pays and stuff and all for their hospital visits. I did 20 hours of community service.
No, because
and I was suspended, but
it should have been a whole thing of why would I pay for it? They weren't supposed to eat it.
well, like I said, the thing that saved me
for
from being
them.
expelled was because the coach was there too. Because he got sick too. Because if
Which
he
means
hadn't
he
got
was in
sick,
there getting
yeah,
other stuff too.
that's something that kept me from getting expelled. I'd been in a few other little scrapes and stuff. So yeah.
Jack said you shouldn't have mentioned your son's birthday on the stream because he kind of he's kind of obsessive when it comes to dates times. So he memorizes all of them. He'll be back and he's like, "Today's your son's birthday, isn't it?" When
Well, good. I need someone to remind me because sometimes I forget.
Check's very, very.
I would never
with those.
forget. I would never forget the day that finally came out of me because I went through. Hang on, let me do math. It was 3 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday morning, I went into labor. He was then born 7 o'clock in the evening. Well, 7:03 in the evening on Saturday. So math.
Don't remember,
Someone do
but don't
math.
ask me.
How many hours is that?
He was born when? You went into labor what time?
3 o'clock in the morning, early hours of the morning on Thursday.
And what time?
And then he was born at 7:03 on Saturday after evening.
I'm sorry, you went into labor when?
3 o'clock in the morning on the Thursday.
Holy cow!
Well, but it depends on how many centimeters dilated stuff. Not you can be in labor, but if you've not dilated far,
It was a slow labor.
Are we allowed to?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because like when you were born, I mean, I didn't know what labor pains or nothing like that were. Doctor told me that if you ever had something that would make you kill to make it stop. So my father is like driving me to the hospital, and yeah, it was hysterical. The whole process was, you know, we actually my dad had actually got in the car and was driving out the driveway. My mom's yelling at him, telling me he'd forgotten something. Me.
Oh, not the same day. Yeah, not the same day, check. She went from 3 a.m. Thursday to 7 p.m. Saturday.
Yeah. But like
3
I said,
days.
but like
3
I said,
days.
it depends on the how far it dilated.
Check says
It was
64
it was a slow labor.
hours.
It was a slow labor. But I was in bed, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I just woke up and I just started walking around. And his dad was like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "I don't know. I have no idea." And I was confused and I had no idea what was going on. And then we went, "Oh shit, I'm in
It's
labor."
one of the things that I'm actually really glad that I'm not a biological woman who can't get pregnant, because if I did, I probably, if I had to sit through 64 hours of labor, I'd probably slip. Like, just I'm done.
Well,
Well, I had two of you, basically.
I was in the delivery room and I heard one of like the nurses talking to each other, and they were saying a lady in X number room wants an epidural. Now they were saying this directly outside my room, so I thought they were talking about me because, you know, labor delirious. I was delirious from being in labor. And I just
Epidural's the
started
most beautiful thing in the
shouting.
world.
I just started going nuts, shouting about how I don't want an epidural.
Why did you not want an epidural? That's the most beautiful thing in the world. You go from screaming labor pains, going like, "Oh, did we miss a labor pain? Well, dang, we'll catch the next one."
I wanted to be able to move around.
You can't. I mean, it's still considered natural.
Oh,
Honey, even with
walking
both my
epidural.
sections,
It
I
wasn't
did
so much
I did
that I
epidurals.
wanted a natural birth. It was just
Beautiful.
so the whole thing of I don't like having someone else having to tell me when I need to push. I want to know when I need to push.
Oh, trust me, you do. I mean, even actually with the 2 C-sections I had, this is probably more information than anybody in your thing wants to really know, probably. But you still actually feel the labor pains even with having a C-section.
I've talked about transition
Yeah.
stuff on here.
We
We've had talks about
cover
sex
everything.
and
We
kinds
cover
of stuff on here.
everything.
We could talk about like
My mom has been through some shit.
you could almost play tic-tac-toe on my stomach.
Yeah, like
Oh,
she's
pretty
had
good.
hernia surgeries and cancer and chemo, and
If you count the
How are you
Everything
still
too.
alive?
she's too stubborn to die.
no, just God's not done with me yet. That's what I tell people. Still got something for me to do.
I'm gonna go with too stubborn to die. Not a bad thing.
Okay, I gotta be around to make sure you people.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I got the urge to push too soon because I wasn't fully dilated, and the nurse was like, "No, you can't push yet because you're not ready." And I was like, "I don't care if I'm ready or not. I need to push."
Yep.
No, says Mama Eve, we've had conversations far beyond this. You weren't going to shock us.
Yeah.
Oh, I
He's
could.
right. He's right.
I could. If you...
And
Got it.
then I then went and I ended up with 5 stitches. He got stuck even after me kicking off that I wasn't ready to push and I needed to push now. I would think I was like 8 centimeters dilated, and
Bitch
yeah, he got
Ooh.
stuck, and I
says,
ended up with 5 stitches.
sorry, I would doing a reptile. Mitch said in chat, he says, join us next week when we discuss the many uses for discarded tampons.
Ew, that's gross.
I
So
did
nasty.
actually find out that the original use for a chainsaw, the reason a chainsaw was invented was because back in like the Victorian era, um, if babies
Cassidy
got
bone.
stuck on the pelvic bone, like if they couldn't get that baby out, that both died.
Mhm.
So originally chainsaws were about, the blade was like this big and it was hand cranked, and they invented it so because back then if a baby got stuck they would remove a part of the pelvic bone so they could get the baby out. But with a handsaw it was very slow and it was a lot more painful. So in order to do it very quickly they invented chainsaws, and that's what they were originally used for.
I watched my mom deliver one of the houses we lived in. Uh, the man that owned the house let us, our family lived there for free because we took care of the cattle and stuff. And my mom would go out and like deliver the calves and stuff. And I watched my mom deliver for each calf. And it's, I mean, you know, you're standing, you're about like 10 years old, and I guess I was. And your mom is, you know, working with this cow. Next thing you know, mom's all the way up like, you know, this, and all you see is mom's shoulder, and she's turning this calf and delivering this baby calf. It was the most beautiful thing ever to see that baby calf, you know,
When I was
delivered
17
Afterwards,
I
sure. At the moment, seeing your mom's arm shoulder deep inside of a cow and just freaked me the fuck out.
Well, no, I mean,
Oh.
it was just the sweetest thing, you know, to see this, and that
It's the
you had
miracle
to
of
be there.
life.
You had to be there. You just had to be there.
The miracle of
Yeah.
life.
Jack said, I knew Kefki would be excited when she heard chainsaw.
That's what I asked for my birthday.
So, when I was 17, I actually did lambing. I was delivering lambs because I was doing animal management in college. And then after I had my son, I then went back to college. But when I was 17, I did the first part of the course. I did the first year, and part of it was lambing and working on a farm. So I actually delivered lambs.
Mhm.
And I was so excited. I went home after doing this, and I like at the weekend because at the time I was living on college grounds. So I went home and I was like, "Oh, Dad, I did lambing, and I was so excited about it." And my dad goes, "Yeah, I used to do that all the time," and it was almost like it wasn't a big deal. So I was just like, "Oh."
Aw. It is, but it is. It's very exciting to bring a new life,
I
you know.
It's a
Into
lot
the
more
yeah.
than I can deal with. Ridgedale
I went.
brand extra virgin olive oil.
I was so excited. I went from 10 to a 4 instantly,
Aw.
like to like a 2 instantly because my dad just went so.
Well, I'm excited for you. That is exciting, especially for 17. I mean, to be able to do something like that, that's pretty.
I would not have been able to do that at 17. I'd have been
Uh,
like, nope,
uh,
nope.
One thing I will say is I was so glad. Unlike all of the other girls in my course, I came prepared. I had proper farm waterproofs.
There you go.
So because I'll tell you what, the lambs, like they no, they stink.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
That embiotic fluid stinks. So when I was done, all I had to do was hose off those waterproofs. The rest of the girls, like half of my class, they had to wash the clothes they were wearing like 7 times to get the smell out.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, sucks to be you, bitches.
I used to help with sheep shearing, and believe me, that sheep do not smell nice at all. They are a very
No, they don't.
funky smell, but they're such beautiful animals, and they're so.
You
There's just
know
something
what?
about sheep.
They are dumb. But the one time they don't smell too bad is when you do the dip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got to dip sheep in a chemical to kill mites and to
Mm-hmm.
stop them from like, and that like straight after that is the one time they don't smell so bad because all that they just have this chemical smell.
this whole thing is how the Bible refers to how we are sheep, and God's our shepherd, and talking about dipping them, and how they lose that smell, they lose that funk and stuff and all. It's the same thing, and I probably
No, I was
religion,
thinking
but
like, wait, that
Right,
was
go
in the
for it.
Bible, like dipping the
We've
sheep.
covered religion before. Go
Yeah.
for it.
but I mean, because I mean, sheep scare very easily,
I thought
and
this was a more modern practice.
they dip.
The kind of like what they've used for sheep
Mhm.
dipping has changed through the years, but no, that's been a thing for centuries.
But
It says they aren't sheep; they're yarn seeds.
Well,
I never thought of
the
it
thing
that way,
about
but yeah.
sheep is they've got such thick wool, especially the
Mhm.
ones that we breed for shearing. They've got such thick wool that you need to dip them, otherwise mites get in under the wool, and it eats away their skin, and it's awful, and they get really sick from it. So that's been a thing for centuries. So
Yeah.
even back in the Middle Ages, they would dip sheep. They would just
Mhm.
dip them in, like,
I need to
don't know
interrupt for
what.
just a moment. I need to interrupt for just a moment. Hi, Pop. I just had to get some more. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay.
He popped up in chat and said, "Otters are the cutest animals. Changed my mind. I will not do."
Otters are.
Otters are cool. Otters have 2 layers of fur.
Don't believe the
They've
propaganda
got
about them, though.
otters are so cute. They have 2
Right.
layers of fur. They've got the top layer, which is a really fine fur, and it traps air bubbles.
Mhm.
No, the top layer is the slick oil layer, and that's the layer that gets wet when they go swimming. And then the bottom layer is really tightly formed fine hair, and that traps air. So when they swim, that bottom layer doesn't actually get wet because it's just air.
I did want to point out we are running up on our hour and a half here in a few minutes. Like this has flown by. Like having so much
It
fun just
has.
conversating.
It's been so much
Felt like an hour and a
fun.
half to you.
We didn't.
Look. Look, what is the rule, Tally? What is the rule about us being late? No. Not the
The
rule.
difference between being late and being fashionably late is how fabulous you look upon arrival, and we always look fabulous upon arrival.
Fabulous. What are you talking about? This camera comes on and I just look fabulous, girl.
Please don't ever do that again.
Yeah, don't ever do that again.
You can do a Valley Girl voice better than me.
See, Mama Eves agrees with me. Don't ever do that again.
Like I said, Valley Girl died with this.
I was gonna say,
Hate to
because we
break
are
it to
running up
you.
on the end of our stream. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns for my mother or for myself or Miss Tally, you can. My mom has her notes of all the bands that she's seen live that she wanted to talk
Well, I
about.
mentioned the artist I've met too.
Artists that she's
Oh.
met.
That's why I had the thing on my Facebook. It's got Animal going like, I may be old, but seen all the cool bands live and met most of the artists. I had a friend that used to date a guy that worked at the Coliseum where we live at, and they would sneak us in and stuff, and we would go to like free concerts at the Shell and stuff. And back when I was like 14 and 15, and I don't know if you guys, know who Tom Petty is.
No.
What?
They told you
don't-
probably
I-
most people would know
Now,
who these
see,
people
I
are.
don't know the name, but if you were to play me a song, I'd be like, oh, him.
American
Just
Girl.
oh,
Free
him.
Falling, American Girl.
I'm free,
Oh,
free
him.
falling.
Anyway,
See, now I don't know the names of bands and artists.
Hmm.
Like I had no idea who Springfield.
Bruce Springsteen?
Him. I had no idea what his name was, but then someone played me a song. I was like, oh, him.
Okay.
I like that song.
There are definitely people in chat who will know who like Tom Petty is, and
well, like Alice Cooper, my cousins snuck me into.
Oh, I know
Alice
that
Cooper.
one. I know
Well,
that one.
Some cousins of mine in Florida snuck me into his Welcome to My Nightmare tour. I was 14. They told my mother we were going to a youth group thing at their church, and they snuck me into. Yeah. Eagles, Hotel California, their premiere for that. I rode in a
Oh,
pickup
I
truck
know that one.
for about 300 miles with someone I didn't really like, but he had front row seat tickets. So,
Why
oh.
not? Hey, you know
It's
what?
every time I've
I
ever
like
seen
the
the
guy,
and
but
Elton. You know Elton John, right? You know who
oh,
Elton John is?
everyone.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
British, of course she knows Elton John.
He is just fabulous.
Okay,
He
we went to
is
one of
the
the
most
we went to an Elton
fabulous
John
gay man
concert.
on the planet. Change my mind.
I don't think of who else.
Snow
on
says,
here.
I do, all these kids not so much. Dude, you're like a year older than me. Calm down.
And like, do any of them remember Black Oak, Arkansas?
I know
Sorry,
who
say
Black
that
Oak,
again?
Arkansas is, but
Of
that's
course
because of you.
Well, yeah, well, because my friend in the group Bread, my friend Cindy. Anyways,
If you're gonna relate the fact that everything getting
well, her brother-in-law was Jimmy Griffin with
First
Brad.
names don't really matter. The number of people in this world with the same first name, it doesn't really matter.
See, in Black Oak, Arkansas, first time I ever saw this guy at the church that I was going to, up on stage, playing music with the worship band, I kept thinking, I know him from somewhere. And I couldn't remember where it was, and then it dawned on me, he used to be one of the guitarists for Black Oak, Arkansas. And I remember as a teenager, we would go to the concerts and like throw various articles of our clothing up on stage and stuff. Him and Andy, two of the guys there, they were both in.
I'm okay with this running over just because your mum's awesome.
I'm so
No, you're not.
yes I am.
How does it?
It's you would be surprised. It's not getting me in trouble, it's just like, if anybody wanted to use any of this information against me. But no, I was gonna comment on something else. Somebody said Yolander says, what's the most memorable Yolander wants to know what's the most memorable band you've ever met. Arkansas. It's probably saying Arkansas.
I would have to say.
In the state of Arkansas, it's illegal to mispronounce Arkansas.
People could are calling it Arkansas, like Polly slander right there. I mean, slander to them. I don't care, but.
Well, I say that, but in a fed, if you were in court or somewhere official, it's illegal to say to mispronounce Arkansas.
Think who would have to be.
You have to speak up.
I'm just trying to. Probably Jeff Lynne from Yellow.
Nobody heard that because you didn't speak up.
Jeff Lynne from ELO. We got to meet him.
I was looking at the mic.
Molly Hatchet's one of my favorite bands, but I never got this.
In June, I was supposed to be going to a music festival here in the UK, but it wasn't a regular music festival. It was Download, which is the rock music festival. And I was really looking forward to it because there was going to be Disturbed, Pretty Little Thing, Skrillex, and all of the... No, not Skrillex. Fuck. Words. The band... my brain short
What
circuited.
word? What band? What band? What band? Band. Give me a clue.
Sang Monster.
Oh, Skillet.
Skillet, that's the one.
It
was
those.
We know John
those-
Cooper.
Do we know John Cooper? Like, those guys were based here in Memphis.
Yeah.
They started. I remember going to see them at some little hole in the wall place that my youth group liked to go to for some godforsaken reason. I had my birthday there, and they were nobodies. They were just some local band playing in a freaking corner of this dive bar, and
I like them.
they're good.
John Cooper,
they're good. It was just hilarious to see how
Cooper
big they've gotten.
Taught Blake guitar lesson.
Was it Blake?
Mm-hmm.
I knew he taught Aaron. We don't even talk to Aaron anymore.
Yeah, you talking about
the thing that
like
I
country
found
music?
most amusing about that is that Skillet was supposed to go on after Pretty Little Thing, And that amuses me because Pretty Little Thing is a hardcore anti-Christian rock band,
Mhm.
but then Skillet is a Christian rock band.
Well, Skillet also they transfer over into like secular music as well. So did
Yeah, yeah. So, some of
Reliant K.
Reliant K does, because remember that one concert I went to see them. They're up there doing their thing, and then all these other things are bringing like.
I
"Oh,
know
okay."
a lot of Christian bands and stuff, especially the more like rocky type bands, like ones that are rock bands. They will play bars and stuff, and be a little less picky about who they play with because
Mhm.
for
Reliant
some
K does.
reason the Christian music scene isn't very, with the exception of maybe like Winter Jam, isn't very accepting of rock and like metal and stuff as far as
Well, Rock and
music
Worship
goes.
Roadshow and stuff.
And so they end up having to
well,
kind of make concessions about where they play and who they play with because they
well,
get some things.
I thought the whole thing about being a Christian is to accept all.
Well, it's not about being accepting. It's just like when you have a band like Skillet talking about like Jesus is love, which is accepting and kind and stuff, and then you have like somebody like one band you just
Pretty Little
named,
Thing.
Pretty Little
Pretty
Things or
Little
whatever,
Thing.
who's like very anti-Christian. It's just a weird combination,
Well,
I mean, to
to
put
be
those two
fair, they
bands in the
were going
same
to be on
stage.
different stages.
Okay, I mean, fair enough, but like to put them on in the same ticket, it's a weird combination. But like I said, when it comes to, from in my experience, seeing that
Well, the
Christian
whole
metal
thing
and stuff
in
like
the
that doesn't get.
UK is that although overall we are a Christian country, like we've got the Church of England, like the main religion here is Anglican, but no one cares. Like very few people, like even though they are Christians, actually care. Like they're pretty much just Christians because their parents were Christians, and their parents were just Christians because their parents were Christians. Like no one cares. Like religion just isn't something that people are really interested in here in the UK. And like which is probably why we accept so many different kinds of people.
Um,
You take the word religion out, because religion is just that, it is religion.
Well-
It's just a set, like bunch of rules. But when you talk about the belief and living it, and that's, for me, that's what being a Christian is. It's not who I am, it's what I am.
A lot of these
and
people that
whose
like
I am.
a lot of the country, they do believe, but they live their life as just secular, basically. They believe in God, but they don't make it like yeah.
They have a head
don't
knowledge, but no heart knowledge.
I would even disagree because I would say that I'm that kind of a Christian. Like I have the belief, faith in God, and faith in Christ, and died for me on the cross. But most people would look at my life and not see Christian necessarily, simply because I don't go to church. I don't participate in a lot of activity. Well, again, I agree with that. I don't participate in a lot of activities that Christians do.
No, it's on my phone.
I don't participate in a lot of activities that Christians normally do because I either don't have time for or just don't feel comfortable with necessarily. Like I found a lot of negativity in church. I don't know what it is, but it's just like whenever you get people together in general, but especially Christians, kind of get this holier than thou attitude a lot of time when you put a lot of them in close space. And they always patting each other on the back saying what a good Christian you are. And I'm not saying that you've done that. Sorry, what?
That's the difference between the US and England. See, over there you will have the holier than thou Christians, and we do have them over here. They are just very few and far between because in England that shit don't fly.
Yeah, but my focus as far as
if you want to pull the holier than thou attitude here, like people will just tell you to go stick it.
But like I said, my focus as far as a Christian focus on showing Christ's love. What I feel like is a Christian's primary duty and calling is to love others as Christ loved us.
I can give you a perfect example. With the whole COVID thing and being on lockdown and stuff, our church is only allowed to have 2 services on Sunday. We have a 9 o'clock and a rest of the time the building is shut down and everything. But about almost 4 weeks ago, this young woman stopped. And our church is probably predominantly white, but we have a good mixture. We have like, different races. But this young black woman come in, and they brought her over to the desk because I couldn't, she had a mask on, I had a mask on. We couldn't really understand each other. I said, "Dear, you need to come over where I can talk to you." And you could tell she was very agitated. She had been crying. She was trying to find someplace safe for her and her 3 children to be, because her husband had moved her there from another state. They'd been there for about 6, 8 months. He's been physically abusive and whatever else. So she had him arrested because he had not only beat her up, he'd beat one of her kids up. And so she just couldn't take it anymore, so she had him arrested.
See,
So
that's where a lot of beaten women draw the line. See, going through this myself, I understand the whole.
mhm,
You can do what you like to me, but you hurt my baby, you've crossed a line, and me
right.
and you are gonna have a
See,
problem.
and that's kind of how she was.
I got it.
And
I got
yay! And so, but the whole thing is that, she told me later, I mean, because, I took her back to our women's ministry director, because they could, get her someplace safe and all. And she told me as we were talking, and she said, she said, "I have no idea why I stopped at a church that I felt was all white, because it's a very large church." And I said, "Honey," I said, "because God told you to stop here." She said, "You felt He did." We were able to get her into a place, her and her kids safe. They were able to stay there incognito. We got her to the police so she could file the right paperwork and stuff, so that she could stay there until her family came from the other state, like 3 states away, to get her and take her back home and could legally take her kids. And so about a week later, I get this phone call from an unavailable number, and it was her. And she said, "I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you so much for what you did." She said, "You not only saved my life, you saved my kids." And she said, "I know that God led me to church." And see, most people would look at our church because it's a really big church. And like I said, it's probably predominantly white. And most people look at our church and go like, "Oh, well, no,
Well, you
there's
live
a
in a
bunch of stuck up."
predominantly white country, so I'm not surprised it's
Well, no,
predominantly
I mean,
white.
the neighborhood I live in is predominantly black, basically. We've never lived in an all-white neighborhood ever. Not even from as a child. I lived in Watts growing up. I've never lived in a predominantly white neighborhood ever. But the thing is, what I'm saying is that it depends. It's not the church itself. It's people.
The
And
people.
yes, there are people in every walk of life that are going to be what.
Yolanda says, "I can't believe I just witnessed a murder on live on stream."
What?
Tally killing the fly.
Oh yeah.
I
But
got
it's
it.
but it's about how we treat people and how we show God's love to them. And it's not anything we do, it's God working through us. And that's
agree.
the whole premise of what our church does, is how
I
can we
can
be the
accept
hands and
that.
feet of God? How can we do, and that's what we ask people, how can we serve you today? What can we do for you?
Right, and
Yeah.
that to me is core of what being a Christian is and should be.
I
when you
mean,
think
this
about it.
church, we've always gone to smaller church. We've never gone to a really big church. And when I started going to this church, it was like, I thought, what am I doing here? But God knew that I was going to need a support system because I was going to go through a divorce, that my kids were going to need support. I was going to need a job. And fortunately, me and 3 of my kids, actually we all have jobs there. And the job that I've got was actually created for me. There was really no position at that desk at that time, but somebody created that job so I could have something. I'd have a job, and then it's grown into something. So for me, that shows how God has just been walking me through. He knew I was going to need this, and that's why He brought me there. And the vehicle I'm driving was given to me. I mean,
never really went to a big church. I've only ever gone to small churches.
mhm,
But that's because I always lived in tiny neighborhood, like tiny areas.
mhm,
Like I grew up in like the bottom end of the country, and the where I grew up, it's predominantly a vacation area.
mhm.
So everything's seasonal. Like it's a very small population, and so like the church I went to was very small. I mean, the Christian youth group I went to was bigger than the church I went to. Like there were more people at the Christian youth group I went to than the church I went to. But the reason was half of the people going to this Christian youth group weren't even Christians. It was just because we just accepted everyone, and it was somewhere where we could go in this town that it kept us off the streets.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
that's the
they
beauty
had
of
a
the
nice
church.
area out the back where we could play basketball and we could
Right.
skateboard and we could do all that sort of thing. And they had computers and it was a pretty cool area. Like they did camping trips and all that sort of thing as
Yeah.
well. It was a lot of fun.
Of course,
Right.
I'm going to change the subject a little bit. Of course, Polly's question is something related to politics a little. This is, where were you when you heard Kennedy had been shot? If I just assumed you to be too old, sorry. Where were you when you heard Reagan had been shot? If you don't remember, why do you hate Reagan? Polly. It's Polly Dub. Polly is probably one of the most patriotic people that I know. Like, this guy loves America and loves everything about it. Like, he even did. I'll have to show you the
America's one of
reading
the
he
greatest
did.
countries. We may be screwed up, but
America
we are one
is
of the
the
greatest.
I
greatest
agree.
country in the world.
I'll have to
We
show
have-
you after
you are
this.
We
the
have
only
more freedoms in
country.
America.
He did a reading of the Declaration of Independence and it
Mhm.
released on 4th of July, and it's just most, like I said, I woke up to that on 4th of July. He posted that and I was like, that's a great way to start my day. I'm feeling very patriotic.
Well, you are the only country where you have a document that outlines that these are natural given rights and the government has
Mhm.
to recognize them but cannot take do not give them to the people. Where, see, you've got freedom of speech. You can say what you like and the government can't do shit about it. Now, a lot of people will say here in the UK we have freedom of speech. However, that's not true because we have hate speech laws. Whereas in America, you can't have hate speech laws because
How
the
do you
whole
spell that,
thing about
Tally?
freedom of speech. What?
How do you spell that?
Shut up. I know what you're trying to do. Shut up.
What's the letters?
we-
A B C D E F G. What's next?
H.
I love you.
Quit picking on her.
I like her too. It's why I pick on her.
It's the way I say H.
H. Adorable. I love it.
Let me talk
I
about some
adore
of
it.
the stuff you
I
used to
I
say.
only do it because I adore the way you say it. The only reason I do it.
Yeah, we
You're just
we
jealous
don't we
'cause you
have
can't
hate
pronounce
speech
it.
laws. Whereas because of the First Amendment, your government cannot make hate speech laws. So we here in the UK, we don't have freedom of speech because you can be arrested for saying something that someone else deems offensive.
Well, pretty much in America, that's kind of where they're leaning towards now.
Yeah, but they can't do it because of the declaration. Because of the wait, shit. It's not called the Declaration of Independence.
Articles of
what's
the
it called?
Confederacy or
First
don't know.
Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment. What's
Oh,
that
the-
document called?
it's the
The Constitution.
The Bill of Rights.
But to answer Polly's question. Hi, Lion. To answer Polly's question, where were you when you
Probably.
have to speak up? You're gonna have to speak.
I was 5 or 6, maybe.
You're 5 or 6? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
To reiterate, because she's speaking quietly, even though I
Oh,
told her
sorry.
twice to speak up.
I'm
she,
sorry.
She said she
They
doesn't
all-
really remember she was 5 or 6 at the time.
They
so
all
she
heard me
doesn't
say
really
the
remember.
N-word earlier,
Okay,
though.
he said if you were yeah, they heard that. If you were too young, where were you when you heard Reagan had been shot?
I've got one for
Year was
you,
Reagan?
and
Hang on, Tally, hang on,
everyone
hang
can
on.
tell me where they
Hang
were
on,
when
Tally.
this one.
Hang on.
Okay.
What year was Reagan?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even know Reagan had been shot until this very moment.
Yes.
So
Yes. But he didn't die.
He was shot in the middle of a speech, and he finished his speech before he went to hospital.
Reagan did? Damn.
Reagan did.
Oh, wow, Reagan
he
was a great
a
president.
badass.
I mean, I feel like people overhype him a little bit, but
Ronald Reagan was a great.
How many people do you know would get shot mid-speech, finish their speech before going to the hospital?
Lion says 86. 86, 87? Well, if it's 87, then I know you probably like had me in your lap taking care of me or something. But
So it was probably at home.
I've got one. I've got
Probably.
one, and everyone remembers where they were when this happened. Where were you during 9/11?
Oh, we were at the park.
Weren't.
Yeah, we'd gone to the park, remember?
No, we
and
weren't.
then we
I
went.
was at home that I remember.
But then we went to the park, and then we went to.
You went to a
Remember, we went to go pizza.
because I remember sitting
We
at
went to
home
get
watching
pizza
it on
after.
TV.
Well, to be fair, they ran that on a 24-hour loop.
I remember when I found out about it, I was at home.
When
And
I
it
found out
was-
about it, I was in a religious education class in school, and it was in 2001. So it's now 2020. So I was take 19 years. I was 10 or 11.
Wait, that was Teddy? Wait, who was Teddy? Polly, you need to answer the question then. Say, when was he shot? That was Teddy, my lord, is what he says.
Oh, Teddy Roosevelt.
No,
Yeah.
I knew one of the presidents got shot mid-speech and just carried on, and he was a badass.
That he wasn't the president. That was Ted Kennedy.
oh, one.
Teddy Roosevelt might have, yeah.
I was
the
in, I was
attempted
in a
assassination of
religious
Ron-
education. When 9/11 happened, I was in a religious education class in school, and it was in the morning, and like they had TVs in half of the classrooms back then, because I went to a pretty good school, and like this whole thing came up, so they put the news on halfway through the class, and there it was, and we just watched it.
Reagan was not shot mid-speech, he was shot on the sidewalk.
That's right, because it's the same guy that.
Who was it that was shot mid-speech, continued with his speech, and then
Said it was Teddy
like-
Roosevelt.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, Rose.
oh, so he was shot before his speech.
Assassin says the attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan was 1981.
Was it a
Anyhow.
better time?
I'm surprised you guys haven't asked any like embarrassing questions.
That was the next question I was going to ask, actually.
You had to open your.
Come on, then. An embarrassing story about Eve.
Which one should I?
You can tell whatever you want.
Remember when you were probably about 10, maybe?
Sorry, Polly says Teddy Roosevelt was the one who gave a speech after being shot. Teddy Kennedy is the one that drowned a woman after crashing
Chappaquiddick, yeah.
crashing into a river drunk. Jesus.
Let's see. So when you were
Of course
10,
he did. He was a Democrat.
when you were 10 years old, I put them to bed, and I could hear all this giggling in there. And this one is in bed like alone. And I'm like, what the heck? And I go in there. I said, what are you laughing about? What is so funny? And this child had been tickling himself. Yeah, tickling. You know, and
Tickling my.
you were
You were
to keep.
tickling yourself in your sleep.
Yeah, no,
No, I wasn't
wide
asleep.
awake to stay so that you could stay awake.
Trying to stay
Yeah.
awake.
Well, the funny thing about that is, like, you can't actually tickle yourself. It's physically impossible.
You would
And
lie.
I don't know.
Oh, and the
Because
show
I did it.
the show Wheel of Fortune, you could pull up into the playpen, and I have an autographed photo of
Pat Sajak.
Pat Sajak and Vanna White. They sent an autographed photo, because this child would sit there, come out of a dead sleep as soon as that theme music came on, and stand there and do this on the side of the bassinet the playpen, and jump up and down and just squeal. You loved that show. So I sent them a picture of you doing that.
Over here grinning. She's like, I didn't know the story.
And then there was the time your father dropped you on the head. And
Oh
then,
yeah, no, I still have the flat spot in
and
the
then
back of my
at
head right
Becky's
about here.
wedding, we let you roll off. There were all of like 8 adults in this room, and this child just goes bloop, and rolls right onto the floor, and we just stand there looking at him like, somebody please, you know.
Gia says Eve's mom be like, there's just
Hey,
so
well,
many.
to be fair, kids are bouncy. They bounce back. Like it doesn't
Well, I'm
matter.
trans. Dad dropped me on my head. Broke my
Like
brain.
my son, he only just gotten to the point where he could climb up onto the sofa. He was just big enough, and he just managed to climb up on top of the sofa. And he decided he was going to climb up onto the sofa, and then he was going to climb up here. And he tried to fly. He actually tried to launch himself off the back of the sofa. He did it once, and from there he was never allowed to do it again. Because as soon as I saw him climbing, it was like, no, get your ass down. There was the time when he decided he was going to touch the heater, and he discovered why he shouldn't touch the heater, and he never.
It only takes
just
one
wouldn't
time.
touch it.
You didn't really do a lot of stupid stuff.
Well, see, of my
Siblings did,
mind, I was
and
just
your
like, you know
friends.
what? If you're gonna be stupid and touch the heater, go for it, because you will
And
never
Chris
do
shot
it
himself
again.
in the foot.
How old was he? Like what, 16?
Wasn't even that. He was like 15.
Yeah.
Probably like 15.
Charlie there too, or is it just?
I don't remember.
Anyways,
No. It was all three of us were out there
Yeah.
playing.
This child
I
could
feel like I have to clarify. I got sick of trying to stop him from touching the heater. So one day I just left him to it, and he touched the heater, and he never did it again.
It says you only have to touch a hot stove one time and you'll learn your. But their friend comes inside and there's like blood on their foot. And I was like, what did you do? I shot myself in the foot with a pellet gun. I said, why?
It was a BB gun.
Well, whatever.
He wasn't bleeding.
It was too. And then I looked and I said, why did you do that? And he said, do you have rules about that? I said, do I need to post a sign that says don't shoot yourself in the foot?
I thought it was you walked out the door and saw him do it, and he was just like.
Well, then they ate broken light bulb glass. This child.
That was encouraged by that one idiot who came to my birthday party.
All your friends.
Like, Chris was a bit of a follower.
And now
he kind of did whatever he thought the cool kids were doing.
It's scary to think now that he's actually on a nuclear submarine.
I don't think we should have given that
Wait.
information.
Hang on. Someone that was stupid enough to eat a light bulb is in charge of a nuclear submarine.
Yep.
Slanesh worshiper
That
confirmed.
thing's gonna go boom. I would not be surprised if at some point you turned on the news and that submarine had gone boom.
Oh no, he's improved.
Lion says I have tickles coming. Come at me, bitch. Try to tickle me. See what happens.
He's actually like matured, and it's a totally the Navy just.
It's funny how the military can do that.
Huh?
Did I call her?
I mean, you can, but I wouldn't do so on stream.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Probably stupid.
Call her back. We'll be done here. We're already at we're almost at 2 hours now.
You know what? Because Eve had the embarrassing story, I will tell everyone about an embarrassing story that my mum would tell everyone about when I was 1.
It's me when I was.
When I was 1, I was sat on the floor in the living room right next to my mother's feet. And I was there sucking on a biscuit, or as you call them, cookies. It was a ginger cookie. And I had got this thing all mushy and gross. And I just looked at my mother's foot, looked at the cookie, looked back at my mother's foot, and just went squelch. And I squelched she was wearing toeless shoes. And I squelched that thing all in between her toes. It had gone all into the carpet, and it made a mess.
Ew.
And I was so proud of myself.
But you were little though, so that's.
I was like a year, 18 months old, something like that. My mum was not impressed.
Do you want to show the picture?
So you're talking about when you were 18. This is when I was 19. It was me at 19. Yeah, that was me at 19. You were talking about when you were 18? I was actually married at 18, so this is right after I got married.
Yeah. That you look so much like Eve.
A million years ago. She left me a voice.
But yes, there is one more thing I did want to cover. For those of you who don't know, Tally and I put up a video yesterday.
Yay!
We made our very first one called S&M Short and Sweets. Very first episode of a pre-recorded video that we've done.
We say short and sweet, so it's like 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
We will get better. We will get better.
We will. We're gonna get better at
We
being
might
more
have to
concise.
start writing scripts.
We might have to.
Always
But I'm
make
gonna
notes.
put the link here in chat for those of you who haven't seen it. Go over and check it out after. Make notes. Yeah, I put the link there in chat. Go check out the video. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like. Leave a comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Rick says, Eve, how did your mom react to you coming out as transgender? Sorry, but it's
Well,
I've talked about my transition
you
very
were
openly.
actually, I
so.
think you were actually very upset that we didn't all go, oh my gosh, no.
I was more upset with my friends about that.
No.
Because it's like, all my friends were just like, yeah, we know. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell do you mean you know? I didn't even know
Okay.
that long.
Okay. So, okay, we'd had like this, apparently everybody in the family, all the siblings and stuff knew, but they didn't tell me. And so Charity, my sister had gotten a movie and stuff. We had this really kind of like up. We had this like family evening. We'd watch the movie. We're having fun. She says, "Oh, hey, I have a letter for you." And she hands me this letter. And I'm like, "Oh, I've never gotten a letter."
And it was from
And
me.
so I'm sitting there reading this letter and I'm like, "Well, that was never on my radar."
Because I wrote this long ass letter, like 2-page letter.
I'm like, the only letter I've ever received.
no, it's not.
The only letter you ever gave me. Yes, it was.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
You were
no,
like, the
no.
only letter I've ever received.
But I mean, from you.
Someone
but,
wrote me a letter.
but
It's the
I'm
only
like,
one I've
well,
received.
I'm thinking that was so not on my radar. But yeah, and I think your therapist was kind of upset too that I didn't come in there all blazing.
No, I think
Crosses and
I
everything
think
on
we
her.
were prepared for the worst. She wasn't upset, but it was just more about we were prepared for that to be the reaction of just the very we have to pray the devil out of you or something kind of attitude. But I
The
think there's a
devil
lot
out
of
of her.
things at that point that had really changed your perspective on life. Like, getting divorced really changed your perspective. There were, my divorce changed your perspective a little.
It's the one thing I never thought I would ever share with one at the same
Right?
time.
Because like yours was like right after mine.
It was really.
It was really weird.
The one thing I
but-
have learned over the last 5 years, everything changes just like that. No, there's no such thing as normal. That is not even a setting on a dryer anymore. Normal is just a word.
And that was the primary thing when you came in there to that office that day. I sat down with my therapist. Kept stressing was that, okay, well, I love you. First and foremost.
Ah, that's so wholesome.
But yeah. She's I mean, if you've noticed, she's like, has trouble with pronouns. Actually use that, but
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
it's a
old.
learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a
and
learning curve.
I'm old.
how dare Mother Chaos not freak out, says Lion. I know. But
What I've been through in the last few years, nothing surprises me anymore.
Well, you wanna know something amusing? Like my entire family, we were all raised Anglican, and I'm the only one that's no longer a Christian, and yet I am still the only one that knows the Lord's Prayer.
that's funny. I impressed Polly the other night because I recited all the books of the Bible without even on it.
Something I will say is that there are
Bible
verses
drills.
in the Bible that I
Uh-oh.
really enjoy, like Corinthians. Which one is it? What verse is it in Corinthians? I really enjoy this one. and it's the title is "What Is Love" or something, and I really enjoy that.
Love is patient.
it-
Love is kind.
It's in second.
That one, yeah, I love that one.
You know, a lot
Yeah,
of people use that for weddings, and it's not talking about romantic love. It's talking about love that Christ has for us.
Yeah, I know.
But they use it. I actually had to write that on a wedding cake for when I did. But
I mean, don't remember.
it was a 5-tier cake, and they had me put the entire verse all the way around the cake.
Yes, my mother also did. I grew up. The reason why I have an aversion to cake now is because nobody's cake was as good as my mom's.
When I tested it on you.
Yeah, so I grew up eating cake all the time. So other people give me cake, and it's just like, this is okay. Where'd you get this? Like Walmart. All right, I mean, it's like, but this is great cake. No, it's really not. Let me hook you up with some good cake. Hey, Mom.
Thank you.
But Polly says,
I'll tell you what, my grandmother makes cakes like that, and when my mother and my dad, like before they hated each other, they actually renewed their vows 18 years after they got married. And at the same time, my auntie and uncle renewed their vows. So it was my auntie and uncle's 10-year anniversary and my parents' 18-year anniversary. And so they picked a date that was directly in the middle of the two, and they got married on that date. And again, and in 9 weeks, my grandmother made 9 bridesmaid dresses, 2 bridal gowns, and 5-tier wedding cake.
Your grandmother rocks. I can't sew.
Polly says normal is not even a setting on a dryer. Haha, I love it. Southern confirmed.
It's really. You look on the dryer, it's not on a dryer anymore.
Darling, if you want me to be real Southern, I can drop it down. Really get your goat. He likes that. He really likes Southern. He likes my Southern accent. That's the thing is I've worked to get it out of my voice, and Polly's like, I know, I can tell, and I hate it, and I'm just like, why? He's like, because I love your Southern accent. Don't lose that. I'm like, okay.
He just
fine.
loves the way you say sweet tea.
Like my sweet. You want sweet tea or unsweet tea? And by the way, hi Ruby, I see you. That's a mood. My mother made amazing cheesecake, and nothing compares, right?
Oh, I like do you have Bailey's over in America?
Yes.
But like Bailey's, I really enjoy making Bailey's cheesecake. It's so good. Or Ferrero Rocher cheesecake. That's good too.
Lion says, here's
Bailey's
cake.
and Ferrero Rochers.
There was a game that you used to play that you'd gone to the bathroom or something, and I went up there and started messing around on it, and I promised them brownies and cookies and stuff. And then you came and threw me off the game, and they're going like, can you bring your mom back? She promised us cookies and brownies. You were so mad.
Matrix Online.
You were so mad. What was that one you had me play with you that the thing ate all my villagers?
Black and White.
Yeah, I didn't like that game because the creature ate my people.
One villager.
No, it ate all my villagers,
No,
and
didn't.
it did too. And then you started smacking
You're
it around.
misremembering.
Then you started smacking it around.
It ate one. What you do is you train the creature. You have to teach the creature through punishment reward system. Hand him a person. What do you do with this? He goes, this is food, right? And eats the person. And I'm like, no. Pat, 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 pat.
I didn't like that.
Smack him around and be like, hey, bad animal.
And then you go, here's another person. What do you do with this one?
And it's like, I put it down. Good. See, he learns real quick, but that's not how you treat people.
Then with Neo playing Minecraft, and in all fairness, moo. I thought it was a cow, and I punched it. Of course, I knocked it. They don't let me play video games.
No.
I think they're afraid I'm going to beat
Oh, in saying that, if there was ever a level that I couldn't do on like Spyro or Jack and Daxter or anything. If there was a part I couldn't do, I always handed the controller to my mother.
You'll understand that train my creature not to poop. See, that's the thing, is if you try to punish them for pooping, period, like all the time, they will find a place to do it. They'll just hide it. See, I had one friend who tried to do a very similar thing. The creature would go and poop in the grain piles.
You.
So he was like contaminating the storage supplies for the people's food. So they was wondering, why is everybody getting sick and poisoned? It's because the creature was like, I've got to hide this somewhere, but I've got to go to the bathroom, and he won't let me do it. So when he's not looking, the creature would go and poop in the grain piles, and it was killing the people because they were getting infected with like sickness.
Is quickly deteriorating.
It's a very interesting game. If you've never played Black and White, go look it up. It's a very interesting concept in a game.
See, everyone knows
Jesus,
my
it's
favorite game in the entire world is Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Now, shut up. I
No,
love that game.
no, that
love-
game, that music, they play the same little insane songs. It makes you just want to like stab yourself in the eye because I kept hearing the same little insane music because they were all of them
Kingdom
playing it.
Hearts?
Yeah, but you'd have this one. There were like 4 or 5 of them in the house playing it, and you'd hear that music. Seriously, I mean, I could have cheerfully just stabbed myself in the eye. Yeah, just.
That's my favorite game ever. Now,
Mm.
I tried getting past there's a part in Alice in Wonderland where you've got to beat the boss Heartless of that world, and I tried to do it like
I think it's on
12
the count.
times, and I was getting to the point where I was gonna smash my damn TV. So I just go, "Mommy, I can't do it." So I gave my mum the controller, and she did it for first time. And now I've learned, if I can't do a level,
Probably cold.
put the game away, leave it for a while, go off and do something else, come back, I can do it. I just needed a break.
Not very good with games.
Lone says, I wish they would make another one. I don't, because Lionhead got too big for their britches. Lionhead Studios. Big for their britches.
Who was lying in studio?
It's the people who made Black and White.
Oh, okay.
I say, please don't put coffee on my.
And now it's a cream carpet, isn't it?
Well, it's also a shit
See-
carpet.
See, now I don't care what people spill on my carpet because I still need to get my carpet cleaner back from my neighbor. But in saying that, this carpet has been in this house since like the 60s. It is ugly, it is gross, it's got stains all in it, it's disgusting, and I hate it. But
That was a doggy fart. Like face is going, ew, smell, dog. Oof. Girls.
Ah, you did it that time.
Damn it. Outside.
No, you say the Kingdom Hearts games, like
Ow.
the music's all the same, but every single level has a different.
There's like an underlying, like little just.
Well,
Drive me
they're
crazy.
all in a similar tone, but the melodies are all different.
It just drove me crazy.
Or are you talking about the bit where the Heartless come out and you've got to start fighting? Because that's the same every time.
It may be. I don't know. It's just the same little like tune. I could hear it in my because they all played it so. And then what's his
I
face?
have
Marcus would
never
come in.
ever completed that game. It's just so big. It's just such a long
What?
game.
They kept
never
adding.
completed it.
They kept adding to it. Okay,
What game?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
I've
First
never
one?
completed it.
I 100%ed that
Last
game.
one. I've never completed that game.
100%. The second one, because I was just so lost in the story and because of the.
Well, the
It just got
reason for
weird
that
after
is
that.
because the second one doesn't actually follow from the first one.
Did they go?
Yeah.
The second one
Good
follows
girls.
from the DS game. Like in order to play the game in order, you have to have like 3 different game systems. Like you've got to have the DS, and then you've got to have the PlayStation, and then you've got to have another one Like none of them follow on from each other. Like the second one doesn't actually follow on from the first one. The
They did
second one
eventually-
follows on from the DS version.
They did eventually
The
release
DS
that one on PlayStation 2, but by that point I'd already lost interest in the series because I was so lost in what was going on. And there were so many missing
saying
pieces that it
that-
just became an anime
In
that was so
saying
weird.
that, for their anniversary for the first game, when they brought out a new game, like they released it so that you have like all 5 or 6 games or something on like a disc set,
Mm-hmm.
and you can actually play them in order. And I kind of want to get a PS4 so I can get it, just so I can get that set.
Anyways, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes. This is officially the longest stream I've ever done on this.
Yes, it is. Well,
And,
we did the 2-hour one with your boy Pat.
We did, but we're at 2:10, longest.
Mm.
Like we went to like 1:59 at, but I think everybody's getting ready to run down. Gotta get home.
I need to pay.
Callie needs to pee. Callie's gotta pee, y'all. I did wanna touch on like I said, that video again that we haven't seen it already. Go over and check it out. I still have it copy pasted.
Do it.
Ryan, give me.
No, not you. I'm talking to the audience. Go watch it. Do it.
Yes, go watch it. Go check the video out. We made a little 20-minute video talking about the
Here,
Yeah,
I will be the little devil on your shoulder. Do it. Do it. Do it.
talking about the James Younger situation, about the kid in Texas whose mom is trying to transition him and stuff like that. And his father's fighting it in court, and it's a big mess. You gotta speak up.
Well,
Children are not pawns.
there is a saying. A transgender kids is like a vegan cat. You know who's really making the decisions.
She's
It's like
doing
a
this
vegan
just
cat.
to, she's
Wow.
doing this just to get back at father.
It really comes
That's
off
what
that
I
way.
said.
Children are not pawns. You don't use them. Children are a gift. You don't.
Got to speak up, mother.
I said children are a gift, and you don't treat them that.
Like I said, you can't just. I know you talk low. I'm used to projecting because I've been online so long. Because of the filter, you're gonna have to speak.
But I don't.
Well,
I know.
apparently the mother, I actually heard from somewhere that she was actually infertile, and she actually had eggs transplanted so she could have these twins. And now I'm thinking maybe she was infertile for a reason.
God has a plan sometimes, and we try to subvert it. Lion says Conan Exiles Eve. Maybe. It all depends. I may have promised my game time to someone else after the stream, but we'll see. If it turns out that that other person is tied up, definitely.
I don't mind hanging out with everyone tonight. The D&D's not on tonight.
Yeah, we can definitely hang out and voice chat.
Yeah.
And stuff, but-
DM's got burnout.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. After.
Oh, I missed him. Oh, I will get you.
So Tally's gonna go kill a fly and pee. I'm gonna go see my mother out. But before we do that, I want to say thank you so much to everyone who came out and watched the stream. Thank you to our donators. I think it was Travis and Yolander who donated. I miss them.
Yay!
I think it was just Travis and Yolander.
There was 3, I think. I think there was 3 donations.
No luck.
I don't know.
I'll pull up Streamlabs real quick. But anyways, thank you so much to everyone who came out. Thank you for all of you who shared our streams, distributed in a small way. Callie trying to bait me out. It was just, how dare you, Toledo?
No, I
Trying to mess me up. Anyway, I wouldn't be here today if not for all of you and for this lovely woman. I want to especially say thank you, Mom, for all you've done. You've been why that happened, but it did.
So wholesome.
Because you hate.
So
And
wholesome.
happy belated birthday. Even though I said happy birthday to you on Monday.
Yeah, we did.
To do a video at the range, fun. So
They have guns
You
you
borrow
can use
one.
at the range.
No people.
Rick says it was a pleasure meeting you. Yelander says I farewell to the origin of chaos.
Oh,
That is the
now
dog
see,
scene.
that's something we've got to do when I go to America. Go to a gun range.
Oh, I know lots of people that.
Before we get off on
Oh,
another
that-
subject
that's
of guns
something
and
that
how much
has to
Tally
be
loves
done.
guns.
That is
Before we
something
get off
that
on
has to be done because every time I've been to America, like the last time I went to America, it was just before I turned. No, I was 18. The last time I went to America, and me and my dad both wanted to go to the range, and my mom said no, so I couldn't.
Anyway.
Well, if you come, I'll take you.
She's so happy. You made her the happiest person in the world. Oh
bake.
my god. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for all your love and for sharing the stream.
That's just like everything.
Tally, I'm trying to close the stream. Please. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out the door. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to be here for more awesome content. And I think Tally and I will probably be hanging out in Discord after this, so after a short break. With that,
Take a pee.
yeah, she gotta go
In
pee
that
and kill a
order.
fly. In that order.
It's just one of those tiny little fuckers, and it's flying around. It's pissing me off.
And
I will get you. I will get you. I don't know where you are. There you are.
That's what I tell the
will get ya.
spiders that no one gets out alive.
we will
I don't mind spiders.
see you guys next time. Oh, and don't forget, that's what I was trying to say because I forgot, is go check out the video. I'll post the link again. Go check out the video we posted. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. If you want to see more of this kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, next time we have a family member, I'll convince my brother.
Yep. We'll catch you.
He's pretty cool.
You're
He's
so
pretty cool.
mature.
You
You're
can
so
tell
mature.
we're related.
I'll catch you guys